My favorite tiny little action camera just got a big brother. This is the brand new Insta360 Go Ultra, and this whole video is basically gonna be me saying how this is a flagship level action camera with flagship level specs, but in a very POV friendly, a POV action camera. Now today is a sponsored first look by Insta360, so think of today more like, hey, here is everything that the Go Ultra is, and then, you know, in the future we'll do more like breakdowns on the camera, comparisons with the camera. We'll do some comparisons today, but again, today is everything that you need to know about this new little camera. With the first one, I guess, being that this camera does not replace the Go 3S. The Go 3S is still staying in the lineup. It's obviously significantly, I don't know, it's just a different shape, a different size, obviously a different price point. Both very durable. Go 3S is not going away. They've just kind of introduced another camera between the Go 3S and the Ace Pro 2. Insta360's action camera lineup is getting heavy. But whether you are wearing this action camera on your chest with the magnetic mount like that, very nice. I mean, look how tiny that thing is from the side. Obviously, if you're wearing a darker shirt, this hides much better, but this is still incredibly small, 53 grams. You can have it here or up top. I will say, up on the hat clip, it is much more noticeable than the Go 3S was. The Go 3S didn't hide by any means, but oh, I didn't even realize that the Go 3S would work with this magnetic clip. But the Go 3S, you know, it's a little smaller. But definitely the point with these kind of micro small action cameras for us is that we want to wear them. This is why, like back in the day, DJI came out with one, GoPros had their minis, and everyone's trying to do a small action camera that you can wear for mostly POV shots. Now you can obviously also like put this into tiny spots, like put it in the golf cup and then hit your ball into it and then be like, oh, hello there with my golf ball. You can do all sorts of things. I've seen people like put it in their coffee mug and then like drink out of their coffee mug to get that shot. You can definitely put this camera in much smaller places than you can like a full-size action camera. And yeah, that's what it's for. And for me, like this is kind of that sweet spot POV size versus quality, because you're always gonna have a trade-off as you go smaller and smaller. And with this thing, I mean, dude, that's fine for me. I could walk around with that on my shirt. Like, look, I'm a dork though, to be fair. I don't even care about walking around with it on my hat. I'll go to the store like this. I just went and we did preschool drop off. My daughter's first day of preschool was the other day. Now Amelia is going to preschool with Penelope, and I wore this on my hat the entire time. I was like taking pictures of the kids. And again, like for me, this camera is about capturing my perspective, my point of view on my life. And those moments with my kids, like the first day of preschool, I have all of it captured on my camera because I had this on me. I love you. Aww.
All right. Have fun, guys.
Bye, girls. We'll be back. Bye. She does not even care. You all right? You gonna be okay? You're the one I'm worried about. I'm not worried about Mila. Mila's fine. So just like the Go 3S, the reason that I'm already in love with this camera is it is capturing moments in my life that I otherwise would not have captured. I just wear my hat like this pretty much all the time since I've gotten this camera, and since I've had this camera, the camera is always on me. So I see like my kids doing something funny or cool, I can either just kind of grab the camera quickly and get a shot, or I just flip my hat around and press the button and I'm capturing life. Okay, so what do we get with the increased size from the Go Ultra over the Go 3S? We get a larger battery, a larger sensor, that 5nm AI chip now built into this guy, and maybe the biggest upgrade, an SD card. Go Ultra now has a built-in SD card. One of the toughest thing with the kind of built-in memory of the Go 3S was that, yes, it's cool that there's built-in memory, but the problem is that once it's full, if I'm out and about, getting files off of this card is kind of a pain. The only two ways to do it are either put it back into the pod, plug this into your computer, and offload those images, and then you can go shoot again, or they came out with this reader, which clicks onto it, you put the SD card in the reader, and then I can transfer files from the camera to the SD card on here. But again, I still have to wait that whole time to do it. So for me, like, this upgrade is massive. If I fill up my SD card, which I've been running 512s in here, so I haven't filled them up, but if you did fill up the SD card, you just pop one out, put a new one in, close the lid, and you're ready to go. And the lid closes like super nice on this, so I really don't have any issues with like waterproofability. This little bit is waterproof. The Action Pod, again, not waterproof. Although I will say, I dunked it in ocean water. We'll talk about that in a bit here. Dunked it in salt water, and it lived. No issues. Before we jump into the waterproofability, let's talk about the battery life, because I think that's a huge upgrade as well. On this guy, we had 38 minutes of battery life, like in the actual camera. So if I took it out of the Action Pod, clicked it onto my hat, or was filming from here, 38 minutes before this guy needed to go back into the Action Pod to be recharged. The new Go Ultra is 70 minutes. Now, over an hour of recording on this guy before it needs to go back into the Action Pod, like, that's killer. At the beach, I was filming with this thing a bunch with the kids, filming Morgan, testing out different cameras, and I didn't have any issues with the battery. Like, at no point was I like, oh, the camera is low, it needs to go back to the Action Pod. And then when you do bring in the Action Pod as well, now we have 200 minutes, whereas on the Go 3S, I think we had 140 minutes. So 140 minutes total to 200 minutes total in this camera, but then fast charging is a thing. So the camera can fast charge 0 to 80% in 12 minutes. So you got that 70 minutes of runtime. I don't know, what's 80% of 70 minutes? Like 61 minutes? It takes 12 minutes to go 0 to 80% on this guy, and I think 17 or 18 minutes for this piece to go 0 to 80% when you plug them in. So fast charging. Look, the SD card and the battery life, like, that's probably the biggest weaknesses of the Go 3S in the past, and those have massively been addressed with more battery and an SD card. Legit, my favorite thing about this camera is the SD card. Okay, let's talk about this Action Pod though, because it is a new and improved Action Pod. Well, the main thing being that it is larger as well. Up from the Go 3S's 2.2 inch touchscreen, now we have 2.5 inch touchscreen, and of course, it is flip. So you have that flip front screen when it's in the Action Pod, and then when you're behind the camera, you flip it back down. Like, being able to have a front screen that's 2.5 inches is always really nice. And that's the same size as the Ace Pro. Now, they have the exact same size touchscreen. But again, that Action Pod is not waterproof. So when the camera is in the Action Pod, splash proof, because again, we were taking like a family photo on the beach, and it was on I just had it on this thing. So just like this, and a wave came and knocked the whole thing over, and in slow motion in my mind, it was like, yeah, boosh, into the salty, sandy water, and boy, did I think I killed it. It didn't though. The speaker did make some weird noises for a while, but now the speaker sounds fine. Listen. I think that's a normal sound. One quick note though on this guy. The lens is nice and small, right? Like, it's a cute little lens that's on there, but because of the size of lens and field of view, which we'll get to in a second, when it is not underwater, they can put this teeny tiny little lens on here. But when you go underwater, in order to get a clear image, you do have to take off this lens cover and you put on a slightly larger, nice and flat lens cover. And this is the Aqua lens. So as soon as the Aqua lens is on there, now you have perfectly clear underwater footage. You could just always have the Aqua lens on, like it fits in the Action Pod. The Aqua lens does nothing to change the usability of this camera above water. Like, yeah, it just looks significantly bigger. Like, it makes the camera, it looks like a minion, doesn't it? Doesn't that look like a minion eyeball? So that's everything physically new on the Go Ultra. Let's talk about how it shoots though, because we now have 4K 60 on this camera. With the Go 3S, we can go up to 4K 30, and now on this guy, 4K 60. We also have 50 megapixel photos on there. We do have that 4K and then 2x clarity zoom, which is still incredible. Like, it still looks incredible that they can do that. Essentially, the camera is quad binning, so it's an 8K sensor, quad binning to 4K to look really nice, and then you can unquad bin, stay at 4K, but have zoomed in 2x, so 200% zoom in. And we have pure video mode. Because of that 5nm AI chip built in now, we can do pure video mode on the Go Ultra, which yes, like is good for complete nighttime scenes, but even like moments around the house when the girls are doing something really cute. Yesterday, they were building a fort in their room, like not a fort, they built like a whole apartment in their room. There was a kitchen, there was a bedroom, they were doing a lot. And I realized like, oh, this camera's not gonna get this. But then I flipped pure video mode and it looks shockingly good for a camera that is this size and 53 grams. And again, it was a camera that I had on me because I had it on the back of my hat, and I ran in there because Morgan was like, the girls are doing something really cute. And I was like, I ran in, I opened the door and I was like, well, that's cute as crap. I was able to grab the camera off my hat like that, and then I was able to film them in pure video mode. If you have it out of the action pod, by the way, there's 2 settings that you can customize. So if the camera, once it's turned on, okay, now the camera is on. Now I have this set for 2 things. The first one, if you just press it once, like, hey, the camera's off, I press the button once, I put it in pro mode or pro video, what do you call it? Free frame mode. Free frame mode is what I like. The reason I like free frame mode is because in post, it's very easy to cut out a 16:9 or 9:16 out of that frame. Now you do have to take free frame files into post to do that, but yeah, for me, that's totally worth it. Okay, so that's one press. Now I turn it back off. If I click twice while the camera is on, so camera's already on, I click twice, I have it set for pure video mode. So I can just go 2 clicks, and now boom, it's gonna film pure video mode. So that's kind of how you have some adjustment flexibility when you do just have the camera and you don't have the action pod with you. In all these new modes, that pure video mode, all this is possible because of that AI chip, but also because we have a much bigger sensor in this camera. We now have it's 1/1.28 inches. So like, it's basically a 1/1.3 inch sensor, but they were like, it's a tiny bit bigger than a 1/1.3 inch sensor, which is what the Ace Pro has, is what the Action 5 Pro has. Like flagship level cameras have 1/1.3 inch sensors, and that's essentially what this has. Again, they say 1/1.28 inches, which is the tiniest bit bigger, but that might just be petty. The other big thing that big sensor allows us to do is have a wider field of view. This now has a 156 degree wide field of view, whereas like the Go 3S, the field of view was a little limited, and on this guy, like that's what this guy has. I think it's again 155 degrees is what they say on this guy, and this guy now has 156 degrees. So it has the same size sensor as an Ace Pro 2 and the same wide field of view as the Ace Pro 2. What I really want you to know, or what understand about this new camera, is that we essentially now have flagship level action camera in a teeny tiny little package. Oh, that's beautiful. Look how beautiful that is.
So comfy.
Yeah, it's so comfy. Oh. I love you. You're so stinking cute, dude. Can you get some sandals on, please? Okay, thank you.